Call of Duty Mobile just released DMZ Recon, a new extraction-based PvPvE game mode unlike anything we've ever seen before. Now, because DMZ is such a different experience from the multiplayer or battle royale, COD Mobile decided to invite me, someone who has played way too many hours of the mode already, to teach you guys the basics of how to play. So for the sake of keeping this as easy to understand as possible, I'm going to be breaking this video into sections, starting with pre-battle. When you open up DMZ for the first time, you'll notice the menu looks a lot different. Let's start with talents. These are different upgradable classes you can choose before deploying that give you an advantage on the battlefield. Each class offers an operator skill and multiple unique passive abilities that can be upgraded through skill points earned from playing. Next, we have the warehouse, and this is where you'll find everything you've collected within the mode. When you first start, you won't have much here, but as you play and progress, you'll begin to stack up on weapons, armor, backpacks, and most importantly, sellable items. Moving on to the black market, this is where you can spend the money you've earned within the mode through 3 specialized shops, including the Kurahana shop, where you can find weapons, armor, inventory items, and consumables. So now that you understand the menu, let's get ready to hop into a match. By selecting pre-battle, you'll be taken to your loadout to decide what you want to bring with you. You can edit, repair, and purchase items for your loadout quickly here, so this screen is one that I would recommend you make yourself very comfortable with. Once you're happy with your loadout, it's time to finally hop into the game, which brings up the ultimate question: what are you supposed to do here? Lucky for you, I can answer that question in 2 words: get rich. Your main objective is to collect as much value in loot as you can and escape with it. Now, I'm sure that sounds easy, but there are multiple threats attempting to stop you from doing so. Let's start with the obvious. When you spawn into the map, you aren't alone. There are other players with the exact same objective: to make money. And I promise you, those players will see you as the walking loot box of cash that you are, so expect the obvious PvP competition. On top of this, each POI will be defended by waves of PvE soldiers. There's a few different types of hostiles, most commonly the base soldiers, which are typically not a big threat when dealt with properly, but if you let too many group up or are under a high pressure situation, let's just say prepare to lose your loot. There's also elite soldiers, and these are your juggernauts, Wheelsons, or shielded enemy types. Again, they aren't too difficult to deal with if you approach them properly, but if you get too close or don't come with enough ammo, which you'll need a lot of, again, goodbye loot. Lastly, we have key characters, aka the bosses. These are the deadliest forces you'll find on the map. Let's take a look at Keychron, for example. This is a mutant swordsman located in the Kurahana ship on Serpent Island. His mutant powers give him super speed and the ability to block any shot you attempt to take at him. So I suggest, unless you have a death wish, you stay as far away from him as possible. But hey, let's just pretend for a moment that you're capable of staying alive. So how do you find loot and make money? All across the map, you'll find searchable objects with random spawn rates for items. These can range from basic cheap items all the way up to mythics and golds. Searching everything within the map is a great option, but if you want your odds of finding these super valuable items to be juiced, hunting down safes is your best bet. Each type of safe will require you to unlock it by either guessing the right combination or picking the lock. After successfully unlocking them, you'll be rewarded with some insane valuables. Prepare to throw these items in your safe box. And speaking of the safe box, this is a piece of gear that, when equipped, will give you inventory slots protected from loss. So if you fall in battle, anything you stuff in there will return back to your warehouse with you. Now, alongside looting the environment, you can also earn some quick cash for completing contracts. These can be located by the green walkie marker on your map, and selecting them will not only highlight where they are on the map, but also tell you what the mission is and what the potential rewards are beforehand. These can be extremely lucrative, especially for those who want to earn some quick cash without challenging a highly contested area. All right, so you've been looting around for a while and your inventory is starting to get full. It's time to get out with your goods. So how do you do that? Great question. You see these little blue dudes running through a door? These are extraction points. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, but all have the same objective: to get you and your loot back home safely. For example, take a look at this extraction point on Serpent Island. When I got here, I needed to signal for a helicopter to come and scoop me up. While I'm waiting for the ride, I also want to point out that timer in the top left and the gas that's now spreading across the entire map. Each map is a bit different, but long story short, if you see this timer approaching 0, get out. On Serpent Island, there's a radiation zone in the middle of the map that will slowly spread throughout the entire area as the game time winds down. So unless you're wearing a gas mask, it's best not to hang out here. Taking that advice, once my helicopter arrives, I get in and wait a few seconds before flying off into the sunset, escaping with all my loot. Now, extracting will not only allow you to carry over all of your supplies safely, but grants you with rewards and, hold up, ranked points. Hey, there it is, big reveal. DMZ Recon will have its own separate ranked mode with its own leaderboards. Points are determined by multiple actions you take throughout your time in game, but my best advice for those who want to rank up: always safely extract. Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are the basics of DMZ Recon. I could go on for hours about all the small details of this mode and how much content there is to explore, but I don't feel like it. I want to get back into the game myself as soon as possible, so you're on your own from here. Good luck, and if you see me on Serpent Island, don't shoot, leave me alone. I don't have anything worth looting. Goodbye, and good luck in your matches of DMZ Recon.